Hello everyone, it's Arshni here and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good, I hope you're well and that life is bliss. So, it has been a while. I always come back saying this. I feel as though to blindly not acknowledge it is also not great. So yes, I understand and I acknowledge it's been a while. I feel like one thing I've realised is every single time I take a long period of time apart from doing poetry videos, writing poetry, you know, sharing it on my Instagram and just general content creation and trying to build my YouTube platform, I've always felt that my heart and my mind, it's always there at the back of my mind, like wanting to pursue my creative goals and wanting to share positivity through the poems that I write, and it genuinely brings me so much joy. Not to get anything deep after 5 months of not putting a video, but I feel like I'm not putting the things that generally make me happy in terms of my creative goals as a priority. It's unfortunately it's always taken a backseat alongside my professional career, or you know, exams, studying and just life generally, and confidence as well. I think it's a whole self-growth journey. So yeah, and it makes me quite sad this time around, which has been, I'm not sure if it's been my longest gap without doing a video, without doing a poetry video even, or writing poetry. I felt as though my heart and mind was just like, it's there, and I don't want to say it's a calling, but you know, it's purpose. I feel like it's my purpose in life genuinely, and I don't know, like I like to hope that I'm not too late in realizing that. So yeah, without the video getting too deep, I just wanted to start things off again and not make any promises apart from to myself consistently putting out content, even though I've said that 1,000 times before. But even when life gets busy, even when there's a lot going on, I still want to make this a priority because it genuinely makes me happy, and I think life is too short to not do things that make you happy. So cheers to that, because it's a books video. Books. If you're a fellow bookworm, if you're a book reader and you just love books and going to bookshops, and books are your happy place just to escape this world and dive into fantasy and creatures and dragons and romance and horror, yes, I am one of those as well. So I thought it would be a really nice idea for me to do a books video as my first coming back sort of thing, because I have proudly gone through a lot of my TBR, which is a to be read list / stack of books that you're meaning to read. When your TBR is pretty high, for me personally, it forces me to not go in and get more books because I just feel quite guilty that I haven't gone through a certain number of books already. But I can proudly say all these books I thoroughly enjoyed, and the last 2 books that I have my TBR is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty, and I've also got The Wager by David Grann. Coincidentally enough, they are both voyage, travel over the sea and adventure, so that's exciting. So now that I only have 2 books left, I thought, why not treat myself to go book shopping and to stock up a couple of books for my next TBR to start to get through, and hopefully do some book review videos for you guys. Just finished Babel by R.F. Kuang, and it was 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved it, and I'm probably, no, not probably, I know my favourite genre for reading is dark academia, fantasy / historic fantasy, or a period piece, and this was all of this together. And oh my god, I wrote notes, guys. I wrote notes, yeah. So I gave it 5 stars with my cute gold stickers from primary school. Well, not from primary school, it makes me think of primary school, like a star chart. I want to continue reading a couple of other books before I do a separate video and really give it the attention and compliments that it deserves. And I actually started the Library Trilogy series. I haven't seen a lot of booktubers, book content creators, avid readers talk about this series. But this is the Library Trilogy series, and it's 3 books. This is the first book, The Book That Wouldn't Burn. As soon as I finished Babel, I started reading this one by Mark Lawrence. And again, it's ticking the fantasy sort of aspect, which I love. I'm pretty sure I will get through this quite quickly, like I did with Babel. I've got some specific books that I want to get. I think on my Waterstones account, there's around 130 books that I have on my wish list. Once I feel like I've gone through my TBR and I've read a lot of books and I want to stock up for the next set, I go through my wish list, because that's the main space where I go to kind of add a book if I really like it, and I've watched other book content creators and they've recommended books and I feel like I'll enjoy them, or if it's a series, it kind of keeps me on tab the other books in the series. So yeah, I've created a books list of books that I want to get. Some of these I've checked if they're in stock, and they are. One thing I really like about going into bookshops is finding the books that are on my list, like just going out and seeing it on the shelf and picking up, instead of doing a click and collect order where they just have everything ready. I feel like it's just part of the experience of going to a bookshop. So yeah, my task is to get all those books. I should actually tell you guys what I'm going for, or should I keep that as a surprise when I do the books haul? Yeah, I'm gonna keep that as a surprise when I do the books haul. So yeah, my task is to get those books and hopefully identify them myself. If not, worst case, ask someone for assistance if they have it in stock, and then show you guys what my next TBR is going to look like for June / early July. Is about it. The sun is shining. It's a Friday, so we are just gonna get going, because I really don't want to keep this quite long, and I want to show you guys what I end up getting towards the end of the video. So yeah, once again, if I haven't said it already, thank you so much for clicking on this video, for watching, and hope you enjoy. Let's go. The first book that I picked up was The 100 Murders by Seisha Yokomizu. This was on my reading list for quite some time, and I genuinely was quite intrigued by it, mainly because he actually passed away back in 1981, but he's Japan's most renowned Japanese mystery writer / detective stories. I believe a lot of his stories have actually become quite famous TV series as well. So I think that's honestly amazing, that the fact that he's become so popular in one specific genre and he's just known for that. Now a lot of his work is being translated into English so that a lot more people can enjoy them and can reach more of a larger audience. So I was really intrigued by that. The 100 Murders, I don't know if it's the start of a series. These might be separate stories. It might be separate, like Murakami's, or it could be a joint series, I'm not sure. But the cover as well is pretty cool. The next book I got was Wild Love by Elsie Silver, and this has been floating around. There just haven't been romance books that I feel like I've been getting into. I feel like it's all kind of teenage YA, which is young adult novels. It seems to be some sort of cowboy vibe, hence the wild love and being out of the city and going into the country. Or I've skimmed read the blurb and I wasn't sure, so this might be a cheeky read, but I am looking forward to it because I really want to give romance a go. I am a poet / writer, so I would say I'm quite romantic. I mean, my partner would have to vouch for that. I'm just so surprised that I just haven't really read romance novels generally throughout university and since then, and yeah, I don't know why, I just haven't really gotten into it. So I'm hoping Wild Love is going to kickstart all of that. The next one I got was Glutton by A.K. Blakemore, and this is a very, very unique, out of the box, weird story. It's got the period piece / set in historic times because it's in the 18th century. I feel like I haven't read anything like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the whole blurb and see what you guys make of this. The 18th century is drawing to a close and unrest grips France. Tarare has been born into a life of slender means, but when a sudden act of violence ignites in him a ferocious appetite, his extraordinary abilities to eat make him a marvel throughout the land. Travelling to Paris and beyond through the heart of the revolution, he journeys into a world of upheaval and depravity in which the hunger of one peasant is matched only by the insatiable demands of the people of France. Paris is my favourite city. It seems like an odd book, yeah. But because of that, I just wanted to read it. I just wanted to see what it's like. Another odd book that I've read, although arguably some people might call it odd, but I found it odd, and to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it, was My Year of Rest and Relaxation. I've got it in my bookshelf, and I just wasn't a fan of that. I thought, again, that was a type of out-of-the-box sort of read. It felt like at the end of it, it was quite pointless. Whenever I read books, there's always something for me to learn. Just the way someone's writing, their storytelling, even if the plot doesn't seem a bit meh, if there's something that I can take away from it after I've finished the last page, I'm like, okay, like that was a good book for me. But My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I closed the book and I was like, what the hell did I read? Like, I didn't learn anything from it. And another book that I thought was weird, but I thoroughly enjoyed, was Bunny by Mona Awad. I absolutely loved that, and just like, what, you know, I absolutely loved that. So I'm hoping this is going to be joining in that side. I love Renaissance pictures, old paintings that are used as covers. I think they're quite cool, and this is really relevant with the time period. I've joined the bandwagon. I am joining the Magnolia Parks universe. So for those that don't know, this is essentially a cross between Gossip Girl and Made in Chelsea. I absolutely love that show. It is my guilty pleasure. I am just, since the pilot episode, I've been a Made in Chelsea fan. I don't know what it is. I find it just so gripping, and I can confess, I haven't watched Gossip Girl, although I feel like from all the information out there and already knowing who Gossip Girl is, so I'm a fan of Made in Chelsea. How could I not pick up a book that has that same energy when I enjoy watching it? My only thing with this is it seems to be quite toxic, again, in terms of the friendship circles, people doing things behind other people's back and just saying a load of crap, and the circle's just, you know, moving a little bit weird, and everyone's still meant to be friends, but at the same time I feel like as the reader you know everything. So the last book I got is, I wanted to get out another book that I thoroughly enjoyed by the author, and this was Kai Gehi. 5-star reading. I love her writing, I love her storytelling, I love that she uses Hindu myths. The underlying theme here is a retelling of Ramayana, or focusing on one specific character and sort of making it her own as the author. So knowing that I thoroughly enjoyed this, I saw this. I had no idea that this was a book that was out by Vaishnavi Patel, and The Goddess of River is, I guess, I'm assuming it's quite loosely based from Ganga, and she is essentially another form of a Hindu goddess, the goddess of river. I'm liking that Vaishnavi is continuing this whole Hindu mythology theme. I feel like it really works with her writing style, and she's able to storytell so beautifully well, giving a bit of exposure to a faith that I follow. Because of that, I was like, okay, I have to support this specific author, and I'm really looking forward to how the Goddess of River is going to be in comparison to Kai Gehi, because I smashed through this book in a matter of days, and then I gave it to my dad. Another thing I got, which I might as well show, the second paper book is not out until next year March, so I might have to get the hardback version, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to, once I get through this, I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait until what happens next, and especially another year. This is the bookmark that I got yesterday. I just thought it was so pretty. I really like old maps, old world maps. It just takes you to another time. I just thought it was so beautiful. And once I saw it, once my eyes laid upon this book, I need you in my life to look over when I'm reading all my books. And it comes with a really nice bead tassel in a burgundy colour. It also has a quote from Confucius: wherever you go, go with all your heart. That concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and the books that I shared, the variety. I'm looking forward to reading these books and hopefully giving you guys a really thorough books review video. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate the time you've taken, and if you haven't already, I would love a subscribe. And apart from that, I will see you in the next video.